Given the present crises, Heidelin doubtless sought to facilitate cooperation betwixt pilot and passenger. Indeed, 'twould require a heart as hard as diamond to raise one's voice in anger to beings possessed of such profound saccharinity. I did find Urianger's reasoning somewhat flimsy, but the crew seems amicable enough. They must be the Loporits mentioned in the Watcher's records. Ah, yeah, I should have put, yeah. Not at all what I expected, but the Watcher did bid us heed their counsel. I assumed the one who gave that rousing speech was their leader, though we might have to ask about in order to track them down. Come on then, let us be about it. Especially since they all look the same, like, literally. Alright. Yeah, I probably should have just jumped down. That'd be awkward to die in a non-combat zone from fall damage. The Loporits all appear to have said about their tasks. Whither is their leader, I wonder? Thither and yon. Thither and yon. But actually, the first thing we're gonna do is attune to the moon crystal by the power of the moon. Oh, do I have a wand? I don't. Or any. Well, I guess I could use one of my other mics. Camping way. What do you got to say? I'm thinking of spending a night outside Bestway's burrow, but I'm not sure what I'll need to take with me, aside from a tent, I suppose. Silly little buns. Such a fascinating apparatus, though it's hard to believe it could house so many crew members. Even so, there is nothing else here to suggest other types of accommodation. Yeah, they're basically sleeping in tombs. That, well, stasis pods, but still, I don't know how I'd feel about that. Gemstone trader. Get your gemstones. Saw all the fun the traders on Etheris were getting up to, and I thought to myself, hey, I could do that. So here I am, eagerly awaiting your patronage and bicolored gemstones. Exclusivity. Moose flesh. If it ain't mounts or minions, I don't care. Ooh. How doth I getteth over there? Dost I walk across like this? Oh yeah. Aether current. Collecting these will allow your mount to travel faster and eventually fly. I heard that your kind hop about when they hear music. Is that true? Can you turn it off? No. I can't! I just can't! Dang. I can dance! Those are the only commands I know. I've decided to form a fellowship of protectors to escort people as they arrive. So relax, you and yours are in safe paws. Very, very safe paws. It's adorable. Chipper Loporit. Hum, hum, hum. You're just creating that noise from your body? The leader of the crew? Not me, I'm afraid. Singing Way is the name. I'm in charge of the construction and maintenance of the atmospheric circulation system. Only the crispest, cleanest air for the people of Etheris, and that's a promise. See, we're probably being very discriminatory by saying they all look the same. But to be fair, the quest is making me look in just random ways. See, you would think with a name like Guiding Way, that would be the leader. Leader? Sleeping way? My job is... Perhaps I better ask. That's me. Found it. Nailed it. Dang. Is that more shiny crystal down there? Alright, Thancred, my boy. What do you have to say? I only saw them from a distance, but their fur was brown, if that helps at all. Isn't literally every single one of their fur brown? Thancred, this is no time for jokes. This is a serious matter. Literally! They're wearing the same outfits. Oh, I scared him away. My bad. Nothing way? We're all going to die someday, so what if it happens a little sooner? That's the millennial. There it is. Hello? Well, what? How in the... When did you get here? Who let you in? Why wasn't I told? Take me to your leader. Were you the one giving orders earlier? Maybe I'll mock it instead. Ah! What was that supposed to be? Your humming, if one can even call it that, is atrociously off-key. It should sound more like this. As leader of the Loperits, I cannot allow substandard attempts at musicality to go unremarked, even if you are a guest. But being the magnanimous sort that I am, I'll forgive you this once. Well, well, looks like you beat us here. Your friends, I take it. Is this all of them? A group comprised entirely of children. What must their parents be thinking? This isn't a nursery after all, though perhaps we should build one. Or did we build one already? No matter, you needn't worry your pretty little heads. All will be well, I promise. But goodness me, we shouldn't be standing about gawping. I must take you to meet the others. If you could run along back toward the entrance, you'll find a path that leads to the central platform on the upper floor. There's no wrong way to reach it, but it's the large glowing ball at the center, if you should find yourselves lost. I shall gather the others and meet you there. Well then, back to the upper floor it is. So my question is, are there not other Asians? Like, it's just me, myself, and the 3 musketeers? And that is super inconvenient. Walking all the way down here, and then clambering up these massive ramps? God, could you imagine? And that looks like a solid... Okay, so if this is 45... That looks like a solid 30-degree angle, too. I would not. I would die. It would be like I had just smoked a cigarette and done jumping jacks. That's how badly this would be. This would be horrible. Oh, they're following. I mean, I imagine they didn't just build this whole thing for themselves. Like, this whole big, massive thing can't just possibly be for me. I imagine the moon gets transported to the Earth, and the people enter into stasis? That's gotta be more so what's going on. Wobbling Way. I wonder if any of them is named Hemingway. The etheric composition and density of the sphere is quite similar to the crystalline concepts we've seen before. It likely shares their capacity for storing memories and knowledge. 'Tis astounding how the Loperids, despite their diminutive stature, are able to maintain such gargantuan facilities. Given their size, getting from one end of this place to the other must be exhausting. I honestly don't know how they do it. Mapping way. Visitors at last, welcome. Alright, I need to know how to spell that. There is one named Hummingway. Or is there one? That's funny. Cool. Voice acting, let's go.
Right, of course. Introductions are in order.
You're so adorable. Next. Come on.
My name is Livingway, and we are the Loperids, created for the express purpose of commanding this ship and bearing the people of Etheris to a brave new world.
Oh my god.
More specifically, I am the one whom she charged with the execution of her most vital plans. You might say I'm her right paw. Livingway's the name. Map reader and navigator of the heavens.
Pleasure to meet you all, but I'm still trying to make sense of this.
Confusion and bewilderment are completely understandable. Fear not, I shall walk you through it. The people of Etheris, through no fault of your own, I'm sure, set in motion a series of events that, unfortunately, culminated in Zodiac's obliteration. Acutely aware of the imminent crisis, your parents sent you little ones on ahead while they began the necessary preparations.
Little ones.
Still not following? No? Very well, I shall elaborate further.
Story time. Pictures.
Here we have Etheris, your home, and the moon, where we are now. Without Zodiac around to keep things lively, so to speak, the celestial currents of the star have doubtless begun to degrade. A calamity of apocalyptic proportions will be visited upon Etheris, bringing an end to all life. Very sad, that.
So too hath the Watcher claimed. By thine unperturbed countenance, I gather this eventuality was anticipated.
The doom and gloom. Oh yes, quite expected. Imagine, if you will, that Etheris is a delicious carrot that I've forgotten to eat and left out in the midday sun. The most earnest wishes or prayers will not stop it from rotting to the core. So sadly, there's nothing to be done but to abandon said carrot, Etheris, in case the metaphor is lost on you, to its grisly fate.
And this moon will serve as the vessel to deliver us to a new home.
Just so! We will gather up as many people, supplies, and resources as our stores will hold.
A planet fits into a moon.
And then, once everyone is aboard, it's off to another star.
Oh my god.
Easier said than done, admittedly, for one does not simply hop from star to star on a whim. Which is precisely why we've spent countless years constructing the most propulsive of propulsion systems. We ought to make it to our destination in 2 shakes of a rabbit's tail.
I love this because these critters, the Loperit, are actual caricatures of rabbits, and they embody all of the rabbit nuances, whereas the Vera are also rabbits, but they're more human-like. It's friggin' hilarious. Like, I don't know of a single Vera that would make this joke. I mean, if I was a Vera, I would make the joke, but, you know.
Impressive technology. I dare say it is beyond anything we have ever seen.
Yeah, even the Allegans couldn't create a moon rocket ship with space propulsion technology.
No need to shower us with praise. All we've done is faithfully carry out the instructions left to us by Heidelin back in the old days, when she was still just Venar. She was dedicated to the study of the world and its inner workings.
Ah, that's right. There's so much lore that I'm forgetting and remembering. Heidelin was actually an Ascian who turned into the primal that is known as Heidelin, the goddess of light.
And the Watcher, the real one, not the simulacrum you met, was one of her fellow researchers.
Oh, that makes sense.
We and this wondrous vessel masquerading as a moon are products of their knowledge and know-how.
There's certainly more to you all than meets the eye. Might I ask where exactly you intend to take us?
Ah!
We identified a few promising candidates for resettlement some time ago, but we cannot guarantee that they are fit for habitation.
Then they're not promising candidates. Mapping
Moreover,
way.
the ship can only travel in short bursts. We intend to go down our list, hopping from star to star, until we find one suitable for resettlement.
Okay.
No need to worry, though. The vessel is being refurbished with accommodation for an extended stay as we speak.
Ah, so we're getting a foosball court, basketball court, swimming pool, and a nice lounge to view the atmosphere on the upper decks so you can see space while you're sipping afternoon tea.
While we did have to rely upon outside help to determine what amenities were essential, I dare say we have risen to the challenge.
These entities have never been heard of in the lore of Final Fantasy XIV, so to whom did they speak?
Help? From who?
From you and yours! Who else? Each time we woke to perform regularly scheduled maintenance, we were greeted by the resources you sent us. What better way to learn about preferences and proclivities of our present-day charges? Ah, but you're still adorable little children. Perhaps your elders were responsible for the deliveries.
I'm not sure what led you to conclude otherwise, but I can assure you that we are all grown men and women, and I very much doubt my elders know this place exists, much less how to send you so much as a starlight missive.
What? Then who in blazes let you on my moon?
Heidelin.
Heidelin herself led you here.
Indeed.
You don't say! Well, that's really not children. Then why are you so small and stunted? Like little baby carrot people.
It's funny because the Ascians in the make-believe, I don't know, essentially a hologram world and Shadowbringers, they were like, oh, you're so cute. Are you children? Are you lost? Come here, you kids. Because the Ascians as adults, they're coming of age is wearing the hoods and the mask to get rid of individuality, right? Because we are all one and so on and so forth, right? Socialism. But kids had their individuality, and so all of us dressed in our whatever were treated as such. And because we were literally a third of the Ascians, I guess they think we're Ascians too.
Well, Amarotines were a great deal taller. In the present day, persons of such prodigious size are exceedingly rare.
So, you're saying everyone's not like the Watcher? Oh, confound it all! Someone could have at least scribbled a note about your profound miniaturization.
That tome in thy possession.
Oh, this? One of the first books sent to us. A compendium of the people of Atheris. with a few blank pages at the back for minor corrections and updates as needed. The sum total of our knowledge of your kind is contained in these pages.
That would be awesome. Like, could you imagine if there was an actual, genuine book that talked about ancient Earth's cultures in exacting detail? Archaeologists would be out of a job. But they would be so over the moon happy, no pun intended, that this book existed. Like, that would be so cool.
I thought it was abridged and made small for our benefit, but this isn't a regular-sized book, is it? Building Way, can you hear me? Yes, we're all very busy. Chapter plans, I need you to rebuild the domiciles at 1/3 the scale. All of them. Yes, all of them, and but me no buts. See to it with all speed.
Nice. That's at least 3 times the population they thought they were going to get,
Perhaps
at
you could
least.
tell us a bit more about your terrestrial collaborators.
Yes, in due time. But first, I'd like to hear more about you, if it's all the same. I'd rather not risk any other complications due to outdated knowledge of our passengers-to-be.
That's funny. That was worth it. That is classic comedy interlude. I love it. That was good. It was forced, sure, but it was also good. It was genuinely funny.